Ed Burns is a writer, director, executive producer, and star of the new TNT drama Public Morals. The series tells the stories of New York City cops in the 1960s, and Burns knows a thing or two about that since his dad was a New York City cop. So how much of it is autobiographical for him? We'll find out in today's Toyota People Pick of the Day.
It really is. I mean, a long-time passion project going back almost 18 years. The first version of an idea like this. I was working on Private Ryan. My dad and my uncle, who were retired cops, came to visit. They were talking to Steven about, you know, what it was like to be a cop in the 50s and 60s, and told them some fun stories. And Steven said, that's the movie you need to make.
And it almost seems like it writes itself. Public Morals is about New York City cops in the 1960s. Yep. Such a fascinating topic. And your father was a New York City cop in the 1960s. Did you lean on his real life stories to inform the whole show? Not from the cop stuff, really. The stuff that's autobiographical is what it was like to be a kid growing up in a cop house with a dad who, was, early 70s, old school parenting. So you'll see, like, there's a scene in the pilot that is word for word me and my dad when I'm getting in trouble in the 7th grade. Whoa.
But that's the only autobiographical stuff in the piece.
Well, what are some memorable experiences from growing up as the son of a cop in the early 70s?
I guess, there was a place called the Police Camp in upstate New York where, every Christmas break you would go up there, and that's where we would have our Christmas vacation. And
what was that like?
Well, my memories are, you're a little kid, and there's all these, like the cops my dad's age, and then some of the older cops, and they were always telling these great old cop stories. And like any oral history, I'm sure they get exaggerated as time went on.
Right.
But, those kind of stories, what I remember of them, that potentially makes for great television.
Well,
so,
was your mom ever covering your ears? Did the stuff ever get too blue or too scary for the kids?
It did, but, nobody was covering our ears. We heard it all.
They were used to it.
Or if it got maybe too blue, they, gave us a kick in the ass and sent us out of the room.